Yes, people, welcome to Never a Foul. We're back. Soccer brunch. You know what time it is. It's Premier League Soccer Saturday because all the games are basically Saturday. I know Brentford and Nottingham Forest play tomorrow, but the big teams are all in action today. Guys, make sure you do the best thing as possible. Like, subscribe. Make sure you check down below as well. If you want to become a member, there's gold and silver tier memberships. Also, thank you to all you guys that have been watching and supporting, especially from the start, but also the ones that have come on board in 2023. Because as you see down below, we've hit 17,000 subscribers, which is crazy because we didn't even think we were going to get there this year. If I'm honest, me, Daps, Cass, and the rest, we said 10K by the end of the year. Cass always, says we can break that boundary. And he's right. We've nearly doubled it. So, guys, make sure you subscribe and thank you for all the watches and obviously the subscriptions as well. You know who I'm here with. First of all, is Daps, as always.
Good to be back.
Daps.
Good to be back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because wait,
no trips to Manchester for like nearly a month. So I'm
here. Till Brighton, which is going to be a sick game when you play them.
Yeah. Wolves today.
Yeah. You can just, oh my God, Cass is at the game. You could just kick back and watch it on your sofa.
You know what? And last night I went on my phone looking at what games there were. I was like, there's a lot of 3 p.m. kickoffs today.
A lot.
And a good 5:30.
It's like they put in, you get a takeaway after.
Even like to be fair, the 12:30 kickoffs are right. Villa Brighton, innit?
Good game.
Yeah.
At Villa as well. I think it's going to be
and it's one of them ones now where if you look at Brighton so far, I know they lost midweek, but they usually, so far this season, they've bounced back next game.
Yeah.
With like a 3-1 or 4-1 or something. So
yeah, Brighton, I think there's going to be goals in that. Yeah, going to be goals in that. And people, we've also got a debut for our guy from Ends. Big up Jules coming on, man. It's been overdue. If you don't know about Jules, he's a Liverpool fan, people. So if you're in the comments, make sure you show love because he's going to rep Liverpool today. But Jules, man, obviously we've known you from day anyway. So yeah, it's good to, I think it's the first time you've ever been on, isn't it?
Yeah, first time, man.
Didn't he come in the cave?
No, Andre did. Andre all the time. Never Jules.
What? It's like you're trying to say I got Andre and him mixed up because they're both mixed race or something. Andre hasn't got a mean right hand.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Andre, so it's mad. All that time, like we were always saying we're going to get Jules on, but to be fair, I'm happy that we've kind of saved it for now. Now we've got like the full
the proper setup.
Yeah, the proper setup. Even Julian coming was like, oh, this is sick. It goes from watching boxing at 4 a.m. in the morning to this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This setup is
proper, this is what we've been trying to build, man. So
yeah, man.
Good to have you. Good to have you. And after the barbecue as well, because a few man commented you were very vocal on Liverpool outside. Very vocal.
Yeah.
What, are you back?
It's a Liverpool-Man United rivalry. I see quite a few Man United shirts, obviously, in your back garden.
Oh, I live with one.
Well, I wasn't sure if it's Newcastle or Man United.
Oh, what, that one? That shirt.
The green and white one. I've got a question for you in a second, Jules.
Yeah.
But guys, can you just make sure you slap in the comments, please, if the volume's all good, if you can hear us clearly, please. Obviously, you guys always do that by just putting yes or no, just so we know before we start the show properly if you can hear us. But so Jules, basically, in regards to when you come on the show, we do of Premier League legends, basically. So who's your out of context Premier League legend? So obviously you get the legends like, Scholes, Gerrard, and all that, which are the famous ones. But who's like your underrated one or like one you want to throw in there?
No. It's literally
anyone. Yeah.
When Premier League, first name you think of, and it can be anything. Mine was Scott Carson.
First name Ben Jarney. When you say Premier League, Steven Gerrard.
Go then.
Okay, you want to go Steven Gerrard? Yeah.
Go then.
Do you know who we went with? It's going to be obviously. I didn't say a bait name. It was out of context. I went with Ben Jarney.
That is a wild one.
That is a wild one. Mine's Scott Carson.
Yeah, you're the Scott Carson. It's bad as well when you actually think about it because Carson's obviously been at Liverpool. He's been at City.
Two Champions Leagues.
Did you
not hear about what he said on the? So when City arrived in Istanbul, landed, he said all of a sudden everyone went quiet getting off the plane. Like all the City players were quiet getting off the plane. And Scott Carson, he's there. He's the personality.
Yeah.
And he goes, when everyone was silent, he goes, don't worry, boys. Every time I go to Istanbul, I'll come back with the Champions League. Because that's where Liverpool
won it, yeah.
And everyone's like that.
But, do you know, he's like our version of Tom Heaton. They're never really going to play, but they're 40 years of age. They've been around the block. They're just there for the vibes. Not vibes, but they provide good vibes.
I always
Put it that
remember
way.
season before last, he came on in a Champions League second leg game. I think it was in round of 16. I think it was
when you
against
played at home.
Sporting.
Yep.
He came on, yeah. And Edison was mad happy to like let him get on and whatever because they're best mates, yeah, like literally best mates. Yeah,
sick.
like when he's back in Brazil over the summer, he's FaceTiming him and whatever.
Oh,
like they're
raw,
best
mad
mates,
connections
yeah.
like that.
And then within 10 minutes, he made a save and got injured.
Oh,
And Edison was just on the bench cracking up like this guy, man.
Just giving it his
I actually
minutes.
read something on Scott Carson the other day, actually. Well, not the other day, it was like the other week, saying I think there was a stat that come up with all the medals that he won
Yeah, mad.
and how many minutes he played.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But
man,
at
it's
the same
mad.
time, I heard he's like sort of very important in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dressing room.
That's
as
why.
well.
Yeah.
That's why he keeps getting
Yeah.
The
the
1 year
extension
extension.
because
Contracts, yeah.
he's seen as like. Do you know what I'd say to a certain extent? There's these people at the club like there's the guy at Newcastle, you know, Eddie Howe's right hand man.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
he drives
And
me
there's-
nuts to the touchline.
There are these people
Yeah.
that in the dressing room are massive, and
Mm.
you know, like you've got the squad.
Mm.
But then goalkeepers have a separate unit that go off and I think he's just perfect for that unit. He's a glue in that unit that holds them all together.
Yeah, I think he goes down as a homegrown player as well. You know, on like the thing.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
well,
at the
must
start of
be,
the season,
bro.
you have to have a certain
Scott
amount.
Carson did
important,
nothing
Yeah,
but
it's
English.
mad. Like when you're trying to get
Football manager now, I'm like,
yeah.
trying to find homegrown players.
Yeah, it's mad. Guys, make sure you keep smashing a like and subscribe. I saw a few people chucking Yakubu in there, Jamie Vardy and other players, and Amir Zaki. Bloody hell, I remember when Zaki, when Zaki started crazy at Wigan and then scored like the first 7 games. But yeah, guys, if people are wondering, Julian's in the studio today. Obviously, he's a Liverpool fan. He's going to be on here much more, seeing it going forward. So make sure you show him love. But let's talk football today, really, because I think we start with a big game. And then we'll go into Wolves, Man
Tottenham.
United. Yeah, Tottenham. But I think
What City?
Yeah.
Wolves City, yeah.
Wolves City, yeah, and then obviously the United
one.
Palace game and all that. What do you say?
The big one.
The big one. But Tottenham, do you know what? You being here, Tottenham, Liverpool. Oh, before we start on the game, I think me and Daps will be interested, and the people in the comments, for you to talk on your start to the season and the impact McAllister and Szoboszlai have had so far, because I think it goes under the radar, Jules, that with you, like, you're 17 unbeaten. And I think when you look at it, last season, you won 8 out of your last 9 games, and you started this season good. If you were like, saying in the top 4 last year, and then you were like, say, first right now, I think it would be spoken about a bit more.
Of course,
But I think because City are so good right now, it is kind of going under the radar. However, people like Daps now are probably thinking Liverpool probably our closest threat than Arsenal on paper right now. Yeah, talk to you about your start of the season. You've been surprised? Szoboszlai?
I haven't been surprised in the slightest. I mean, obviously, Man City, it's their title to lose.
Yeah.
Even before the City, I mean, we have to rely on slip-ups for Man City. So,
yeah.
I did say, if
But
we
you're
can get
used to
top
that.
4 this year, I just want top 4. Because I know the competition in the Premier League is hard. But what I will say is, a lot of people were writing us off sort of this year.
Your fan base were writing you off.
I didn't speak to many Liverpool fans.
You wouldn't see it like we see
But
it.
everyone else kept on writing us off. And I'm thinking to myself, look, we were the worst possible last year. This year, we can't be that bad. And we still done well last 10 games of the season.
Yeah.
We still managed to sort of put something together. Do you know what I'm saying?
And you nearly got top 4.
And we nearly got top 4.
Reminiscent of 20.
Yeah.
Well, the year when Alisson scored.
2021, where you did the same thing.
Yeah, Alisson scored.
Where it came through last minute.
It was West Brom, wasn't it?
Yeah,
West
yeah,
Brom
West
away,
Brom,
yeah. And then we got a couple of good players.
Yeah, Szoboszlai,
yeah.
Gravenberch, Endo.
And what people don't realise, we had a lot of bad injuries last year. And we don't have the best depth in our squad. Last year, we had bad injuries at the wrong times, along with other things and form. But last 10 games of the season, we pulled something, like, we pulled out the bag.
For me, it's one of them ones with Liverpool, yeah, where anyone that's watched me for the last year, 2, 3 years is, and especially last season, I was not counting Liverpool out. Like, I think probably in January, I was still saying Liverpool were going to be a bigger title contender than Arsenal. By March, that had dropped off, but I was still saying...
Yeah, you started buying them, actually. You kept going, they could get top 4
because
for time.
when you know a club can put together a run, like with City last season, it was like, don't worry about us till February, March, because I know we put a run together. Liverpool, the other team that can put a run together, right? But going into this summer, this season, as in the season we're in now, our main title contenders will be either City or Liverpool. Arsenal or Liverpool, dependent on their transfer windows.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Arsenal's transfer window started really well, and it was very documented by
Yeah, it
everyone,
was.
right.
Yep.
Liverpool's transfer window, and I don't just mean started badly. Actually, it started well with McAllister, but then it went
35.
downhill very
Yeah, it went
quickly.
slow,
And
yeah.
it was in the mud, according to social media. Yeah,
Yeah.
completely in the mud. Now, and you can only, and I kept saying you can't judge a transfer window till that transfer window is closed.
Yeah.
Now, in hindsight, and same as City, you look at City, I say all four of our players, Vardy, Doku, Nunez, Kovacic, all landed, right?
Yeah, yeah, they have.
For me, Liverpool's transfer window, in hindsight, when you look at it, and when you look at how much they spent in a window that midfielders were costing 110 million, yeah, the amount they spent, the type of players Klopp likes, they nailed the transfer window.
Yeah.
One of the best transfer windows for eights I've seen for a long, long time.
Yeah.
And that on top of Jurgen Klopp, Salah, Diaz,
Trent
Robertson, Van Dijk. I must say that's the only one where I always say Alisson 100%. I say the spine, but I will be honest, I do have questions over Robertson and Trent and Van Dijk at the moment. Like the form has been bad for a long enough period where I'm like, is this form or them man dropping off? And maybe that might be the next thing potentially.
That they look to recruit.
Not Trent,
get depth.
but Robertson and Van Dijk. I've got like, and listen, Robertson in Premier League history, I think
one of the best.
I'll comfortably say best left back, top 5 left backs in Premier League history 100%. In his prime.
He's had some good performances lately, though.
Yeah,
and one thing I will say, a lot of people.
Today's the first time I watch you.
A lot of people keep writing off Liverpool's defense, right? From like last year, obviously, Virgil van Dijk had a bad injury and stuff like that. But these players are good enough. That's what people don't realize.
They are good enough.
We're good enough. These players have been there. They've done it.
That's the thing.
That's what people seem to forget. It's not like they've been bad for 2-3 seasons. No. We play a very aggressive, attacking style of football, which always leaves us a bit vulnerable at the back.
Yeah,
we're so committed to going forward. Yeah. Like even if you see with like Trent, for example, he goes up, and then our centre back, which is
Kanate, whoever tries covering,
they're playing like right hand centre back at the time. So we are going to be exposed to people that want to play the counter against us.
Yeah.
But these defenders are good enough because they're proving it. They're winners. They've won everything.
That's the thing, and that is why when with Liverpool, for me at the moment, my focus isn't on Liverpool.
Yeah.
Let Liverpool do what they're doing, yeah, right? Honestly. Because you know what? City at our best business end of the season, that's when we'll deal with them. At the moment, I just want to get Arsenal out of this. Get Arsenal. I want to see Arsenal in the mud. Arsenal deal with them, and then we move on to. And if Liverpool is still here in February and their squad's still going strong, they haven't got the injuries.
So let me ask
then
you
it's like, right, now we have to deal with them.
So say when it gets to the January break, there's a January break, by the way. I think AFCON's on and stuff like that. So after, say, January the 10th, there's a break for a couple of weeks. At that moment, say City are top, which we on paper expect them to be, who are going to be behind you? Arsenal or Liverpool at that moment?
Both.
No. Who do you think will be second?
So I have a feeling that Liverpool will be second. But it's on Arsenal, bro. It's so on Arsenal. Like Arsenal could turn it round. But if you look at, I know Liverpool when they get on a run. I haven't seen that from Arsenal to a point where I'm going, yeah, but Arsenal, they can't be
They done it at the start of the season, but they didn't do it at the end when they needed to most.
No, and then you look at, I really look at the 2 home games, Fulham and Tottenham, in a title race where you're pretty confident you're going to be going up against City. But now Liverpool look like they're back in the mixer as well, yeah? So you're going up against 2 games that put runs together. I'm sorry, you can't be dropping 4 points in your opening 3 home games.
Yeah. I think Arsenal will drop more points this year than they did last year. And I believe it looks like they've changed their system a little bit.
Yeah, they have. No, I agree.
I see the same thing with Man City as well. You've changed your system a bit because you're playing, what is it, a 4-2-3-1? You're good enough to hold it on. But when change has gone, like, you've lost...
We've got a lot of... We've
lost a couple of good players that were in your side.
De Bruyne's out injured, but Gundogan, Mahrez went...
And these players
are just coming back.
No, but injury-wise, we've had the injuries we've had this season.
Stone's injured.
Stone's been out all season pretty much. Grealish has been out. Kovacic has been out. Bernardo Silva's been out.
Bernardo, I knew one was gone under the radar.
And then there's one more, and KDB.
Yeah.
And yeah, it is a new midfield. But this is a thing where it happens, and this is going into the season.
You should prepare.
I can't. At no point can I go, oh, we've got injuries, because you know what? That's on the club to prepare for this. There's not been a season where people really go through a season without injuries, so it is what it is. Like, look, midweek against Newcastle, it just highlighted to me again.
On another day, you score 3 or 2 in that second half, and the game's done though. On another day,
it highlighted to me that if Rodri was on that pitch, one different player was on that pitch, we would have won that game. Rodri, yeah. Calvin Phillips, he wasn't bad, but we're not the same.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just, I want to see who we play today. I want to see a pivot. I want to see Cover and Nunes in a pivot.
Yeah, I think that's what we will see as well.
But back to Liverpool, yeah, it's for Arsenal to step up, because otherwise, if they let City and Liverpool go on a run,
they won't be for catching, especially Arsenal as well. You think about it, they've got to try and juggle Champions League, which they haven't been in for a while. I know people said those in Europe last year, Europa League. They rotated in that because that wasn't their priority. But now with the Champions League, you are not able to rotate. You need to play a strong team on the weekend and a strong team midweek.
We got it this week. And I'm genuinely intrigued, right? So Arsenal play Bournemouth today, yeah?
Yep. Then
they've got Man City next week, right? They've got injuries. I'm intrigued to what they do on Tuesday or Wednesday now, because will they almost... And do you know what? Second game of the tournament, they probably can rest players.
Yeah, but the thing is, what you want to do in the Champions League is you want to try and get through as quick as possible. Then you can rest or rotate for the last 2 games and then focus on the league until you...
I hear you, but there was a few seasons, I think it was season before last, we had, I think it went Chelsea, PSG in the Champions League, then Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
And straight away, I looked at it. It was second or third game of the group stages. I looked at the second game. I looked at the PSG game and go, I'm not being funny. We've got to rest players for that, because looking at this group, we're winning this group even if we lose one game, right? We can't afford to lose and drop, because at that point, Chelsea and Liverpool were ahead of us. At this point, we can't afford to drop points to Chelsea and Liverpool in the title race. And if I'm Arsenal at the moment, I'm looking at the group they've got.
It's an easy group. Like someone said, it's a Europa League group. I did say that.
And the second game, I'm thinking, do you know what? We won our first game convincingly. Yeah. I'm confident we're going to win most of our other games. With the injuries we have, I'd expect them to rotate a bit on Tuesday or Wednesday.
I think they will, and I think potentially, well, it depends if you've got a couple players back. You might as well. But guys, make sure you are here, smashing the like button. I can see there's 450 watching right now. Someone even commented saying I've woken up from New Jersey at 6:30 a.m. just to watch this. Thank you. Big up Frank. 6:25 a.m. in New Jersey. First off, why am I up this early on a Saturday? And secondly, why do I always listen to you gents again? Love that, man. Big up for the support, Frank. Yes, obviously people watch around the world, Kenya, Hong Kong, wherever it is. So big up you guys and happy Saturday morning or evening. Jules,
get back to the game today.
Yeah, Jules, I want to talk of the game today, because with Trent that Daps mentioned, and obviously you said his deficiencies in terms of when he goes forward, he's spacing behind. What he gives you on the ball is still world class. I think Trent is obviously one of the best right backs in the Premier League, if not world football. He's just come back from injury in terms of Klopp said yesterday, he trained, he's going to be in the squad. Yeah. You've had obviously Quansah come in at centre back, and you have Matic playing. You've had Gomez, I think, filling in at right back. For a big game like this, are you starting Trent or are you leaving him on the bench?
Well, it all depends. I mean, I don't know the full extent of his injury and how bad it was. I know hamstrings can be very sort of...
But if he's back and he's in the squad, that means if someone like Gomez got injured, he would be coming on, so he's fit enough to play. So as a Liverpool fan, where you want to be challenging City, big game away from home, would you want Gomez in there or Trent? Let us know in the comments as well.
I think if Trent's 100% fit, it's got to be Trent. If there's still question marks about his sort of fitness and stuff, I'd be comfortable putting Gomez there.
Oh, you would be. So do you think Gomez has come in and done an all right job?
I personally think in a game like this, it's going to be a tight game.
Up against who's he got? It's going to be probably Solomon because Son will play up front. Yeah, Solomon's tricky.
Or would they put Son if
not Richarlison? They won't start Richarlison.
Brennan Johnson got to start as well.
No, he's done his hamstring.
Okay.
Yes, it's an interesting one because it's one of them ones where
do you put him back in?
It's if Trent starts, it's one of them ones where knowing what Trent is about defensively, first game back, would you shove Son on him?
Nah. Son's been performing through the middle. When he's been
So
playing,
good
No, I hear you.
when he's been
I hear
playing on
you.
the left,
I hear you.
he hasn't been doing
He hasn't
that.
even- he hasn't
Nah,
even
you're
done
right.
it.
You're right.
Essentially.
Yeah.
You're right. I
And
think
how many
Brendan
chances are
Johnson
they going
would
to
have
get?
been
They need to be
interesting,
clinical. Yeah,
That
Brendan
would have
Johnson
been
would have been
Johnson.
interesting.
Solomon's a good player though. He's a live one.
Yeah, he's
a good
tricky.
player. He's a
Sam
good
says
player.
has to be Trent. Johnson is injured for Spurs.
Oh, yeah.
I
If you're,
personally
if you're a Liverpool fan, you want to see Trent in there because you know what Trent can also give you going forward. Spurs play this high line, Van der Ven,
That's the
Romero,
key.
Trent, and
Over
who's
to
who's
Nunez.
starting up front? Daps,
Yeah,
you
but
just
the
called
thing
it.
is this, right?
Darwin Nunez, Trent balls over the top to
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nunez.
but hear this though,
He can
right?
feast
Hear this though.
or get
right?
chances, should I say?
Like you said, a tight game. Spurs are playing well at the minute.
Yeah, they are.
Trent
I
can be
respect him.
found out at the back, right?
Yeah.
So we've conceded goals early in games, right?
Mm.
I wouldn't be against playing Gomez right back because we've got the firepower in midfield to create
Okay.
and scoring goals up top.
Yeah.
So we can sort of play it a bit strict at first, and then if it's
Bring
0-0,
Trent on maybe
bring
30
Trent
30
on,
minutes to
and
go.
maybe he can unlock it for us.
Yeah, do you know
Especially
that
if
might
he's
be a
not
little plan.
100%
Yeah,
fit.
give him 30 minutes.
You know,
I'd
if he
I'd
plays
do
for
that.
60 minutes and he's tired or his hamstring starts getting a bit tight and we take him off on it and then we go sort of defense, I'd rather start off solid
Yeah.
first. And if it's a tight game, bring Trent on and maybe one of those passes can unlock something for us.
I think
That's what I'll do personally.
it's such an interesting game because of the Tottenham Arsenal game or Arsenal Tottenham game. The fact that Tottenham went there, played their style of football, got a draw, great
Yeah,
result.
could have
which,
won.
Let's be clear, it's a great result because
Yeah.
their history at the Emirates is shocking. And now they've got to face a Liverpool team that I think will be like, yeah, come and try and play football against us.
We're scoring goals no matter who we play at
Yeah.
the moment.
And they've always been like the last couple of years. They've been good games. We spoke on this last night a little bit. There's like the two who a lot of people are saying the two best signings of the season so far: Maddison, Szoboszlai. Who's gonna like Maddison stepped up at the Emirates? Yeah. Will Szoboszlai go? Okay, I'm gonna step up now.
Yeah.
And it's there's a lot of the jewels, the Bissouma.
Yeah.
Can Bissouma boss the midfield
Yeah, like he did in the second half against Arsenal, which was brilliant.
Yeah, there's
a lot of little individual battles,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
What do you think? Like with Szoboszlai, because I think he's had a good start to his career at Liverpool so far. I think his goal the other night was just, I love goals like that. Not many people score long range goals nowadays, like just ping top corner. But you know, when you look at
confidence,
shows his confidence. He's got the profile like we discussed the other night. Though, when you look at players like Kevin De Bruyne, even when he signed, I was like, he's not Kevin De Bruyne, people, but he's got the attributes that is the closest to Kevin De Bruyne in the league because he can ball carry with it, he can strike a ball, he can hit long range passes. Like he's got that sort of, he's got that footwork, he's got that strength as well. He's like the closest thing kind of to a De Bruyne. But when you look at the fixtures Liverpool have had, they had Chelsea first game of the season away from home, drew 2-2 in that. I don't think Szoboszlai obviously was like, he was getting into his Liverpool mojo then. This is the first big test he's had.
Yeah.
Do you think this is a big game that he will step up in? Or do you think, you know what, against the Spurs team, the occasion might get to me, he might be a bit quiet? What are you thinking of Liverpool?
We're
fan?
LFC,
Could it be a McAllister day?
It's rock and roll, man.
Yeah, we need something.
We play rock and roll football. We say,
I need to get the energy fitting up now, people.
We're LFC, right? Even with Man City, we say, let's go blow for blow, man. Let's rock and roll, man.
Yeah, I can't see you. You're not going to change the way you play.
Nah, of course not.
No.
You're talking about Szoboszlai, right? And you think that this is his first big game. If you see the game that he played on against Chelsea, he ran his socks off, man.
No, he did work hard.
The guy, and I
That's
think
what he's about.
everyone's talking about his
That's where he is.
That's where the cop thing comes.
Everybody's talking about his
the
technical
De Bruyne side of things.
Everybody's talking about his technical side. Physically, he's a monster.
He is a machine. That's
He's
why he's
a
like
machine.
De Bruyne.
So
running,
was
he's
De Bruyne.
pressing.
This is the thing that
Yeah.
That's
went
why I
below the
compared them. I
radar
think
with
they're
De
quite
Bruyne,
similar.
that people spoke about the technical side.
I actually heard that you were trying to get him as a replacement.
It wouldn't even surprise me.
Kevin De
Like
Bruyne.
that sort
I
of
never
profile.
saw that, but I can see it.
Yeah,
I
as a
never
unique
heard
profile,
that,
yeah.
but I can see it.
You get footballers around him and just say, right, do your thing. You know you're going to create a score.
But
That's kind of what it
the
is.
other thing is that it's something that, you know, Pep really likes is a player that gets back and puts a shift in. Now, I think Nunez is the Bernardo replacement.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Nunez is going to be the Bernardo replacement. But yeah.
But yes, so De Bruyne.
I think he's spot on. Liverpool are not going to change the way they play. That's why this game is so interesting. And with Szoboszlai, the goal showed you. But if you're asking, do I think he will step up? That's why I think it's interesting. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't watched enough of Szoboszlai to know this, That's why Maddison last week, the whole thing is he
It
stepped
was
up.
him versus Odegaard, wasn't it? And it's
Can
he got the 2
Szoboszlai step
assists.
up?
I think the teams have to step up.
Yeah,
It's a bit
true.
hard to pin it on an individual player.
Yeah.
And I think it's difficult as well because Maddison also plays a more advanced role than
Szoboszlai,
Szoboszlai. So
yeah,
he
he's
might just
always
have
in
to
that
work
final
harder,
third.
and Maddison might get an opportunity to assist or score. But
You know-
Szoboszlai's got more roles to do, I find.
Yeah. We spoke on this a lot yesterday about
Because
the fact
McAllister's
that
not a natural proper number 6,
No,
so you have
he-
to help
no,
him.
he
so he's
doesn't-
not getting the best out of
Nah.
himself at the minute.
Yeah.
exactly. Like, and do you know what? It made me start thinking last night that potentially with City, you could see the Núñez, like against Arsenal next week without Rodri. Yeah. I hope that we see something similar where we play maybe something like a Núñez, Cover, Bernardo, and just outwork them, like run our socks off, outwork them. Because without Rodri, we haven't got that guy. Phillips, I think he's not press resistant enough. So just work harder. But I also think another thing we spoke on yesterday with Szoboszlai is the Tottenham left back.
Udogie,
Udogie,
been very
right?
good.
Very good.
Very
But
good.
could Salah and Szoboszlai double up on him?
That would be interesting. I think that's one of the most interesting battles of the
And
day.
if
You know
they
what?
double up on him,
It could.
can he handle Szoboszlai and Salah?
Salah, yeah, because I think Udogie, he's got like, even though he was signed a year ago, then he stayed in Italy, then joined this year. In terms of, I think I'm classing him as a technically new signing. He's been brilliant. 21 years of age. The fact that even last week, like we said, he got booked against Saka in a North London derby, got booked inside 10 minutes, and he stayed composed, dribbled out with the ball, didn't get a second yellow card, even though Saka didn't really take him on. But I think him against Salah today is going to be a very interesting battle, because I think when you can match Salah sort of for strength and speed, it's like Salah then has to look on his little movement, little darts in behind where he scored against Chelsea when it was offside, when he slips in behind him. It's going to be about movement for Salah today. But I think Salah Udogie is going to be a great battle.
At the top there, I think you're going to see something different, because if you see Núñez, if we start Núñez, he likes to run into channels on the wing. So maybe he might
shift off,
go around the right, and Salah sort of
comes
drift
in
inside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you'll get chances today.
Yeah.
I think you will. I think both you. Do you know what? The exciting thing about this game is that both teams are going to get chances. I think their defense is okay, but it's not amazing. You think you'll get more chances than them?
I think so,
yeah, and you have to. I think
they'll be more
if you're
cautious
clinical,
of us than we are of them.
Okay, and I think you guys can be clinical as well. Guys, there's over 500 people watching. Please make sure you smash in the like and subscribe, people. There's a super chat here from Michael Ramsey. He says, I'm playing Gomez for his pace to deal with the ball over the top.
Yeah.
Rubbish Jones is the biggest liability for Liverpool. Can I just quickly ask you on that?
That's
a bit
Rubbish
mad, because I think Curtis Jones has actually been... He's been filling in perfectly, I think.
Rubbish Jones is a mad...
That's mad.
And again...
So many people against him. And I said, you know what?
You think that's an agenda thing now?
Right, and it's an agenda. I'm sorry. I'm just going to really quickly speak on this, and there will be people in here. I see the chat is also booting off about other subjects, that is nothing to do with this show. I'm not going to speak on it, because if I do, I'm going to fall out with a lot of people, and I mean content creators, So I'm not going to speak on the subject that everyone's talking on. You already know who I'm backing, so I don't need to speak on it. There are people, you need to understand there's two types of people in this YouTube world. There are football fans and there are content creators, And I'm siding with the football fans, not the content creators. Let me make that very fucking clear. Any conversation on shows that is not about football is what's going to get you clicks and virgins in rooms tossing their caber into socks. I'm not on it, That's all I'm going to say. Don't worry.
Yeah.
As for this, it's similar, right? It's an agenda. People have an agenda against Curtis Jones, probably because he probably hasn't got a mad rating on FIFA, right? He didn't cost 60 million.
Yep.
He didn't make people be able to go on Twitter and go, we won the transfer window, right? But the truth is, back end of last season when your form started, guess who arrived?
Curtis Jones.
Right. So far this season, you know what? Is he as good as Szoboszlai? Probably not, right?
He gets what it takes to be in that team. Is he doing cross duties?
I can, and people always say I bring it back to Cities because what I know, right? There was a period where Gareth Barry for Manchester City was so important, went below the radar, right? Even Milner at City, right? Sometimes you need these players in the squad to keep it grounded, to just do the work without the radar on them.
And people that come up through the academy, you get the club.
They get the club.
The club. So you get all these big signings in, but they also get the club. So you blend it together.
You have to blend.
You don't have a
together
smoothie with one fruit in. You blend it.
Right. If you look at Chelsea at the moment, some might say that's a squad of players. No one knows the club. Just thrown in.
I'm just going to say
Curtis Jones in there.
Curtis. when he first got introduced into the Liverpool side, and I see him play.
How long ago was that now as well, by the way? Yeah, it must be
2-3 seasons
3-4
ago
years
when he played a
yeah.
bit part.
Yeah.
So comfortable on the ball. I said to myself, he's going to be some player. He's going to be some player. He's been a bit unlucky with injuries and stuff. And I've heard a few people doubt him and talk about how rubbish he is. But like what you said, back end towards last year, he had some good performances, scored a few goals.
Yeah.
He was unlucky not to score. I think it was last week when he was just slightly offside.
Yeah. He scored, actually.
He does get a few goals.
He
can
pop
up right
areas. Pops up with a few goals, yeah.
And he's a very good player. I don't know if you watched the England under 21s as well.
Yeah, no, he was good at him, and
he was a baller.
Yeah. Central.
So I don't understand where people are getting
good
this.
against Tottenham last year?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he scored against Spurs twice, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Scored
Yeah.
twice,
Okay, good
Anfield,
memory.
isn't it?
Yeah. So there you go. Like it's going to be a very interesting game. Obviously, there's a lot more games to discuss as well. We're going to get into it, but before, God, you'll ask you the question.
I was going to ask you both predictions.
Yeah, that's what I was going to.
Right.
Predictions for this game. Obviously, I've done a show with Cass. Obviously, the pre-record. So big up if you watched that. I'm going to go for another 2-2. I think there's goals for both teams, but I think both teams can concede. Yeah, I think it's going to be an exciting game. I'm buzzing it's 5:30. I just hope that always the games you hype up and get looking forward to fail sometimes. So, but 2-2. Are you going with what you want as a Liverpool? You want to win or
remain positive? So I'm going to go 2-1 or 3-2.
Okay. And you've been winning 3-1 a lot lately. But like you said, your key thing before you started the show, you said you don't want to see Liverpool go behind again.
It's difficult to say. I think we've been going behind far too many times in games. But in games like this,
it happens.
It's one of them ones where,
because you've been saying it to me as well.
Because I remember, like the seasons us and them went back and forth.
Yeah,
season they won the. To be fair, not the season they won the league. The season before, where that season.
Yeah, final day stuff.
When we did the domestic treble that season, I think it was.
He scored last day season. Yeah.
Then, man, the amount of times, on a Saturday. 3-10,
1-0 down,
and in group chats, I'm saying, do you reckon Palace can hold on to this, or do you reckon Brighton can hold on to this? 1-0 after 10 minutes. I'm like, you neeks, they can't, you've just given the kiss of death to Palace. Liverpool winning this 3 or 4-1, right? And this season they're back to that 1-0 down, win 3-1
score.
Right? It's just this reoccurring thing, and. You know what? If Tottenham scored the first goal, I'm going to be like, you better get a second. You better get a second and get a second soon. Otherwise, we know where this is going. We know where this is going.
It's true. So what are you going with then?
3-1.
3-1 Liverpool. 3-1 Liverpool. 2-2 my end. And Julian's gone with a 2-1 or 3-2 Liverpool win. Guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe as well. Obviously, there's other games which we're going to talk about right now because we're going to go into Arsenal. Big pressure for them. And the reason I say pressure is because you're going to a Bournemouth team that have got no Dominic Solanke. You've got a Bournemouth team that are struggling to win a game at the moment. The new manager hasn't even won a game. Arsenal, on the flip side, are going for the title, like Daps said. And they've dropped points to Spurs last week. No matter what people say, that's 2 points dropped for Arsenal. And I know they went into that game wanting to win that. And you've got City next week. So for me, I don't just look at the fixture today. I look at if you don't win today, if you draw today, Arsenal, you've got to go and play Manchester City next week, who have no fear of coming to the Emirates and getting a result. The pressure will then be on you guys to then have to beat Man City, or you could say your title hopes, you could be 8 or 9 points behind come the next international break. Not good enough. So today, Arsenal must beat Bournemouth. I don't want them getting away with the pressure. Bukayo Saka, he's travelled yet, 3 o'clock. Bukayo Saka's travelled, so obviously with his niggling problem, do they start him or do they rest him and, keep him for the Champions League or the Man City game next week? They've got a few decisions to make, but, Martinelli, Trossard, they didn't train all week. Declan Rice should be back. Saliba should be back. There's just a few ums and ahs.
There's big.
They need to win that.
This is the thing. It's a point where you feel for Saka, innit? Feel for Saka.
86 in a row.
And I'll keep throwing this name in the mix as well, because I know Arteta's going to get the pressure for the fact he's kept playing him. Southgate has to hold some corn as well. That friendly, bringing him on in that friendly, I still don't get it.
Yeah, against Scotland.
When you know how many games the guy's played. For me, if I'm Arsenal, I'm looking at that going, what the fuck are you doing with my asset that I pay weekly, playing him in a friendly when played this many games? And the other thing is, it didn't get documented much last season, but there was a period where Foden didn't play much and people wasn't injured. No, he had an uncomfort in his foot, right? So Pep was like, no, you're not playing. If you're uncomfortable, this Achilles heel thing seems to have been something for a minute. Yeah. and he's kept being played. They now need to take time with him.
Yeah, because
right?
I think he's slowly, gradually getting a bit worse the more he plays.
Oh yeah, and
You
if
can
he
see
plays
it,
today,
he's running.
and do you know what? You'll say he scored against Tottenham, and it's fine. He can have those moments, but if he's uncomfortable, there's an issue. Yeah, deal with it, or it could become a big issue. They can't. For me, I'd even go as far as to say, if there's any uncomfort, he shouldn't play against City in a week's time.
Yeah,
Today,
to prevent
he
the
should not be
long-term
playing. And
injury.
the thing that really baffles me is you've got to play with Gabriel Jesus, right? He trusts in Nketiah because when Jesus is out, he
Played
plays
him
in
for 90
Nketiah
minutes
through the
last
middle,
week.
right? He trusts in Nketiah, right? In Gabriel Jesus, you have a player who, apart from his first 6 months at City, his best period at Manchester City was playing on the right in a Premier League winning team, right? So you have someone that can do that role.
Yeah, if needed, yeah.
If needed.
For a
Now,
couple of weeks
am
or
I saying
whatever,
he's
so
as
let him
good as
rest.
Saka there? Of course not.
Yeah.
But you've got someone that could get seriously hurt and has played 89 games
86
on the
games in a
bounce
row,
or something,
yeah,
right?
record.
Well, it's Bournemouth away.
Yeah,
Like,
if you're not good enough to maybe beat them without Saka, then it probably says a lot about your belief in the squad. Because, like you said, Nketiah can go up there and play
but
up
do you
top.
know the
And
biggest?
Jesus
Do
can play on the right.
you know if I'm looking at the Arsenal City game next week, yeah, I don't even care whether Saka starts or not. Couldn't give a shit.
You
right?
believe in your team.
Oh, I do. I don't care if their whole team's on there. Believe in my team. However, the two names that if they're not on the team sheet, that I'll go, oh, Arsenal are in for a long day. For me, one Rice,
Yeah,
but two Trossard.
fair.
Well, because I'm looking at when we've played Arsenal, Community Shield, right? I know he came on, but he came on, dying minutes. He scored, and it was a deflection. But guess what?
FA Cup
Guess
game
what?
as well
He had a
last year.
shot. FA Cup against
Balled in that
Rico Lewis first half.
45 minutes.
Bro, and then I go back
Brilliant.
to when we played Brighton at the Etihad last season. I was there, watched him ball out for Brighton. Trossard, has the mentality, and he's because he's so good and he's got different sides to his game. You don't know what he's going to do. He's that one Arsenal player that I'm like, you're pretty unpredictable.
Yeah, he's unpredictable. He gives the movement. He can finish. He can come centrally.
And I think him
left
being
foot, right
out
foot.
for me is
I think he's travelled, but I don't know how
so
fit he is.
so ultimately all of that. So who hasn't travelled?
So I don't know if people let us know in the comments if Martinelli.
I think Martinelli is out. I think he's
Okay.
Partey. I think Partey
is obviously not there. Yeah,
I think they're the two up. Saliba.
He's going to play.
Yeah. So all this week, all the injuries they have.
Yeah.
They're not as bad as people are making out. Partey's injured. Martinelli's injured. The other. Maybe
or maybe injuries though.
1,000,000%.
I can't believe we're sitting here talking about if Man City are going to be if Arsenal are going to beat Bournemouth.
Oh, no, they're going to beat Bournemouth.
No. Speak on it. Do you think it should be a routine win?
Routine win, and they haven't got Dominic Solanke up front, which is their
main guy
up front. So they should handle.
So what would you do then? So look at this Saka. Obviously, he's got the Achilles problem at the moment. If you watched the North London derby last week, even when he was taking corners, he looked uncomfortable. Didn't run at a Dogie off. He got booked. That's not a Saka.
I didn't watch it, but if he's not 100% with Man City next week, he doesn't play.
You're going with
on the right hand side,
Reece Nelson, maybe.
Yeah,
he deserves a chance because he's performed every time he's got minutes for Arsenal.
He scored in midweek. I think as well, didn't he? Yeah.
Now it's his chance because you've got Martinelli out, you've got Saka out. Give the guy.
And do you know what as well? Psychologically, when you think about it, when you know you're at a big club, you know the opportunities are going to be quite thin. Carabao Cup, if you stay in that, you know you're going to get minutes.
I'm telling you now, if Nelson starts on the right and plays 60, 70 minutes, he scores.
Okay.
He scores. If Reece Nelson starts for Arsenal and he plays 60 or 70 minutes, he scores today.
Yeah, I see it. I see it. It's a type of game where we should look. He's just got a new contract, right?
Yes, he has.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's one of them ones like with Eddie. Arteta trusts him. You don't give players a new contract to then, when you've got injuries, concerns, Champions League game, Man City next week. Yeah. If you're not going to play him now, when are you going to play him?
Yeah. That's what I think it is. When you sign a new contract and you've got injuries, you just took my point on my head. When are you going to play him?
Yeah.
This has to be the moment you do play him. Guys, super chats here as well. 600 of you still locked in. Big up on a Saturday, getting yourself ready for the football as well. Obviously, don't forget 12:30 kickoff is Aston Villa Brighton. We will be done before then, so don't panic. Honesty Hortensia says, big up, man, them. Love that, bro. On Curtis Jones, our fan base wanted a Ginny replacement, and stats-wise, he is that replacement, but they still complain about it. Curtis Jones is a Ginny replacement. I see what. Okay. Interesting. Big up Hortensia for the comment. Appreciate that. Michael Ramsey with another one as well. Says, did rubbish Gerard win the league. Listen to you all. I can see why England can't win anything because your talent ID is poor. Fair enough, Michael, but you're still here watching the show.
Hold on. Is Michael saying that if you think Gerrard is good, our talent ID is poor?
He's saying because Gerrard didn't
Says
win a
about
league.
Gerrard winning the league or something.
Coming from a Manchester City fan, that sings songs about Gerrard slipping, and Gerrard never winning leagues. Are we actually going to question the talent ID of Steven Gerrard now? That is mad. Like, I get it. Look, the fact is, it is a conversation that he never won a league, but to say that you're questioning talent ID for rating Steven Gerrard, I have to speak on this,
right? If you look at Steven Gerrard, right, no player in world football history, I don't care who it is, could carry that team like Steven Gerrard carried that team.
I hear all this.
That's a very poor Liverpool team. A Jimmy Traore.
Well, I'm going to say, all right, last season we won a treble with Calvin Phillips, who was very poor.
They're the sort of players that he was carrying.
Yeah,
I guess
it's a good narrative.
He won everything bar the Premier League.
Henderson's better captain than Gerrard, though.
It's actually mad that Gerrard, it's actually when you think of Gerrard,
got it over the line.
Gerrard was in any other team in the world, any top team in the world. Of course,
it is mad though. You look back at it. Listen, when Henderson won the accolades, and Gerrard didn't. Nothing on Gerrard, of course.
Henderson played for Gerrard's team now, isn't it? Yeah. Gerrard better watch the way he speaks to Henderson, or Henderson's going to remind him. If we're going to win this league, Henderson will be like, "Don't tell me how to win leagues, bro. You don't know how to win leagues. I know how to win leagues, big man." Yeah.
When I mean the most complete football player I've personally seen.
No, I hear you. As a player individually, Gerrard's great, but it is mad when you think Henderson, like, you think done more than him, like, club accolades wise. But no, it is mad that obviously that Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes debate. Oh, it's all crazy. But prediction for Arsenal. I'm gonna go with 2-0 Arsenal. I just think it'll be a solid away win.
I was going to say the same, but now you
can.
I'll go
because we want deep down a Bournemouth win.
I'll go 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay,
you're liking that vape, innit?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it when we're just chilling Saturday morning.
I'm not too good with my predictions, but I'll say 3-1 Arsenal.
3-1.
Oh, okay, going for goals today. Yeah, let us know in the comments as well what you guys think. So that's Arsenal, an Arsenal win there. We've obviously discussed the Tottenham Liverpool game as well. So if you missed that, make sure you go back and watch the show at the end as well. Make sure you like the video. If you want to become a member, down below in the description as well, gold and silver tier memberships. And big up you guys all supporting the pre-records which you've added this week to the channel. Hope you're enjoying them as well. Manchester clubs. Which one should we go with? Let's go with Man City. Because you guys are top of the league at the moment. You guys are unbeaten. You've had a few of your injuries, but you've got Alvarez stepping up this season. And do you know what? Fair play to him, because I think with Alvarez, it was always going to be one of them ones where he don't want to be in the limelight, which is what I like. Sometimes you just want players that go out there, give 100%, know what it's like for the team, and know they want to be there and give, everything for the coach. And Alvarez has done that. Haaland's been scoring goals, but in terms of like dropping in the pockets, playing anywhere he wants him to play, Alvarez can do that. Today, it looks like Kovacic and Nunes might play together in the midfield. Wolves are one of them teams. Wolves on their day, you know what they're like. They could have been 2-0 up against you last week, but they didn't. They can just, score some goals on the counter. They've got Cunha, they've got Neto, they've got a few individual brilliance in their team. Sorry, but I think City, for me, they have no problems today. I think you go there, you're professional now, you get the job done. Whereas a few years ago, I'd be like, oh, Wolves away, could City maybe draw this one? I feel like that burden I used to have in my head where I doubted City at times is now gone, Daps. I'm not trying to be overconfident on City, because I know sometimes you want to be a bit pessimistic at times, but I've got to speak for what it is. I think you guys win this league. I think you go to Wolves today and get the business done. I think Haaland scores. It wouldn't even surprise me if Foden or Alvarez score. I just think at the moment, you're playing with some confidence. You even had Oscar Bob playing the other night, and fair play to him, a youngster, got 90 minutes. There's just a good feeling about Man City at the moment, I think.
You know what, Alvarez, because back in the last season, I was a bit about Alvarez. He dropped off a little bit, right? But to be fair to him, he played so many games. I kind of get why that is. But what you touched on there about him being that player that he doesn't want the limelight, it gets spoke about occasionally, the due diligence we do on players, right? Even when you look at the academy and, the mentality of the players at Manchester City, it's different. Research is done. They're looked at players. They ask. Even Pep spoke the other day about Nunes and about another player that he went and spoke with Wolves' old manager and said, "Tell me what he's like. Tell me what he's like in training. Tell me." And they know all of this. They know what players are like. With Alvarez, the fact that last season around December time, January time. He hadn't been playing too much. Haaland was clearly that guy, our number 9, right? He just won a World Cup where he didn't start the first game, but then came on.
Yeah, because Lautaro Martinez was poor, and then
came in, played, and was more than happy to play his role and let Messi be
do
that
your
guy,
thing.
And that's what Argentina's whole World Cup was built on.
Yeah,
that.
you know,
you
right.
do your jobs and let Messi do his, right?
Yeah.
And I think I came out of the World Cup thinking it's not going to be long before he's looking at clubs like Madrid, might look at him,
them Inter Milan,
and he's going to be looking there going, I can go there and be that guy, right? And it comes out he signed a new contract at City, like just after the World Cup with our Haaland banging. It's like, this guy, and now you see it.
He's taking the pressure of Haaland a bit as well.
It's midweek when he played through the middle, it didn't quite work as well. He is better being that guy next to Haaland, right? Sometimes you have them. You have these players that, and for me, when I see Haaland, Alvarez, and Foden behind him playing in the pockets,
the movement of them three is
turns,
crazy.
It's the turns of Alvarez and Foden, the way they turn on the ball, different gravy.
The pockets they find in between centre backs.
He's a fantastic player. He's one of my favorite players in the Premier League.
Oh, swear!
He's a special player, man. Alvarez is a special player, man. When he when the World Cup was happening, I was thinking, he's got to play. He's got to play. He didn't play for maybe 1 or 2 games. Then he started playing him. I said, now they're going to be something. Now they're going to be something because he's a special talent, man. I see it because he's basically a Sergio Aguero-ish sort of replacement, isn't he?
He's just not as
great finisher.
He can finish.
Right. Naturally, at City, you get that comparison instantly, right?
It's the same thing with Silva and Bernardo. When Bernardo,
that's
a perfect replacement.
But he's not as clinical as Sergio. Nowhere near as clinical for me.
Is.
No, but I think he is just the perfect man to sit alongside. Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. Aguero, for a few seasons played with Gabriel Jesus alongside him. Yeah, we've now got Haaland, who and
he's your Aguero. Now you think like Gabriel Jesus, Alvarez is now the Jesus.
He's a Jesus upgrade.
Yeah, he's an upgrade.
A Jesus upgrade.
He scores more as well.
He's more clinical than Jesus.
Yeah, 100%. Alvarez, he's starting most games this season.
I
think Pep Guardiola had to play him because I find with Pep Guardiola, if he can get away with not playing sort of good players, he'll get away with it.
No.
Phil Foden, everyone's he should be playing every but if he can get away with it,
because they keep winning.
I heard Bayern Munich go after Alvarez and other big teams, and I think now he probably has to say, I think he's realised I can't afford to lose this player. He's a great player. So
do you know how much they signed him for as well? When you think about it now, was it like 20 million?
Oh yeah, it's 12, and then I think it's 12 million.
And
remember
Ragnick told 75 plus now.
Ragnick told you, man, to buy him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
I think it was 12 million, and then we paid an extra. I think initially it was 12 million with an agreement he'd join us on X date. And then last summer, City were like, no, we need to move that forward and had to pay another couple of mil to change the contract.
He's won a treble and he's also giving you that. He's giving you that return already. Yeah, so that's one of that could go down as a great one of the best signings in the next couple of years.
And what you were just saying there about Pep with playing people, right, is. So there's this little storm brewing up in the City fan base at the moment, right? Since Doku's arrived,
Okay.
That
he's another one.
He's a Grealish.
Right. And for me, I'm so happy that we have a choice of Grealish or Doku.
I'd rather Doku though.
But here's the thing. Firstly, Doku on the right, bro. For me, Grealish on the left. Secondly, Grealish
and
in
then
games.
Who do you drop then? Foden or Alvarez?
There's a lot of games, bro.
Yeah, fair.
We're talking about drop. This whole he's been dropped.
No. Yeah, because one will play midweek.
Bro, we're trying to win everything. Yeah. Apart from the Carabao, right? You have to have, and there will be games that suit Grealish.
Yep.
And there will be moments in games that suit Grealish, and there will be moments in games that suit Doku.
Yep.
Right. It's a beautiful choice to have, but unfortunately, in the fan base now, all of a sudden, if you defend Grealish and say, calm down, boys, let's not Grealish off of one game.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Doku hater. What's your agenda? What?
Yeah.
My agenda is
social media. Let me be clear for defenders, man.
Let me be clear with my agenda. Yeah. My agenda is the 4P and retaining the Champions League. Who starts
and
first?
You like Doku and Grealish?
I couldn't give a fuck. I want both. Give me another winger.
It's so funny. Yeah, like I think it's mad that people like you said, come at you for
You have to
defending
take
Grealish. At the end
sides.
of the day, Grealish has not been here for the first part of the season. He's just played his first game the other day. You know what he was like last season. Everyone was talking how much improved he was. Just because Doku's come in and done, I like Doku, by the way, and he's done well. Let them have both.
Do you know what you
Enjoy
need?
both. I always hate when people make rivalries out of players, though. It's like when just Rashford and Martial thing. It's like, who's better, Rashford, Martial? It's like,
But you know what?
Enjoy it.
This is the thing, right? At City and Pep Guardiola, yeah, he knows how to manage a group of players, right? And he came out and, you know, in the press conference, he got asked about, you know, Grealish Doku thing. He said, you do realise Doku can play on the right as well,
Yeah.
right? He goes, you do realise Foden can play on the right and the left as well. He goes, if you're asking me who's going to start on the left and right, week in, week out, it's quite simple. Whoever's performing and whoever's training best, right?
Yeah.
And whoever suits the team we're playing against.
Yeah.
It's not, right, that's it, Grealish, you're out, Doku,
Yeah.
you're in. Because if Doku gets injured, then what? And it's literally, it's a beautiful option because you will see Jack has to step his game up now.
Yeah.
Like,
I do think he'll play
it's actually good for
less
Jack,
minutes, though. I do think this year Grealish will probably play less
but
minutes.
now they've got the Champions League and League. At least,
probably
you know what it
similar,
is?
bro.
I think
it's just
for me,
rotating.
I think for me it's rotation because we look at the Arsenal situation now, and then like we said, Saka at the moment, obviously that Achilles problem. I said Arsenal's biggest problem over the summer holidays. Yes, you know they done well with getting Declan Rice. Joey and Timber was obviously unfortunately injured. Kai Havertz, but I said they need a right wing second guy that can. I know Hazes can play there, but I mean, get one. Like obviously, they had Nicolas Pepe, let him go. But I would have kept Pepe for a year just as an option. The fact that City, they've got Grealish, Doku, Alvarez, Foden. If one of them's injured, at least they've got players that can fill in.
I'm sure Arsenal could. I don't know. Probably pay. I don't know, Havertz or.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But the drop off. This is what I was saying to Daps. When you look at City, whether they play Grealish or Doku today, you're not looking at it as like a big drop off. If Saka doesn't play today and you play Nelson, respect to Nelson. I hope you do your thing. But there's a drop off. When you're a team that want to compete for all three, you basically want players that come in that maintain the high standards, and that's what City have, and what Arsenal don't.
Back to what Daps was saying though.
You lot play as Jota. It's not a massive
whoever's
job.
Doing best in training.
Yeah.
Whoever's performing, and I just think that Jeremy Doku
at the moment. Let me be clear.
I like his 1v1 ability.
At the moment, like
you play Doku. Like so for example, Doku
I've
plays
said
today.
what I love about Doku as well is the type of football that City play. That sometimes it can be, especially at games, it can be quite frustrating at times where you're playing against a low block team, and it's very like West Ham game is a key. You're thinking
very well.
Pep's is keep doing what we're doing. Gaps will open, but watching that sometimes it can make the crowd go a little bit flat. Right, a player like Doku instantly, like there's a few ways against Newcastle, just crunching into people. Everyone in the crowd lifts up, gets behind the team. Doku, same thing. Doku, the minute he gets the ball, everyone's just up, like, and I love that. But the other thing I really like, and people need to remember this, is for years now, Foden has been playing in a position that isn't his natural position. It's not the position that he's cooked at through schoolboys, England captain, play with the tournament when they won the World Cup. It's not his natural position because it's always been, Foden can play on the wing. We'll play Foden there. The fact we've got Doku now,
you've got a natural who wants to play there. Yeah.
When Foden, it's now Foden, you can play in the position you want to play in.
Finally,
like we spoke on Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer had to leave Manchester City because I think Cole Palmer wants to be that guy that can change games and be a game changer. Unfortunately, because of the other players at City, he was never going to get that option. He knew the writing was on the wall because Foden's been trying to get that for years, and he's more advanced and better than Cole Palmer.
Yep.
Cole Palmer sometimes, and now by bringing in Doku, it's like at last Foden is not the go-to on the wing anymore. Foden can nail down his
go
position
central and do all that stuff,
and that's what I want to see. So it's a good choice. As for today, it's for me, every away game's a hard game. Every away game I look at and think, right, let's see. For me, it's one of them ones I just want an early goal, settle the team, and then an early goal against Wolves, City can start to ball out, play relaxed,
get the second, pick them off.
Yeah, we have to just go there and be the professional City.
That's it.
Get the job done. On to Tuesday or Wednesday,
and then the Arsenal game next week.
And then
which will have a big preview in here as well next week.
Now over to your side.
Yeah, so predictions quickly. So I'm gonna go 3-0 City. I think they'll score a couple late ones in the second half.
I don't do predictions on City.
Yeah, you don't.
No. Let's go 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Okay. There we go, people. So we're going for another City win away. And then we're going to lastly talk on Man United, who take on Crystal Palace today. Obviously, we beat them in midweek. Daps will know all about that because I actually watched it here. Me and Cass were just, getting excited.
I forgot. Yeah, that was Tuesday. Seems like ages ago. You're back, innit?
Yeah,
you're back.
I mean, the right.
Man United are back, bro. It was the most shameless game of football I've ever seen in my life. This guy,
We had Amrabat actually saying to Onana, give me the ball. I've been starving for someone just to get the ball off the back for Martial scoring. Obviously,
left foot, right foot.
Yeah, I'm loving it. Mason Mount had a good 45 minutes considering the break he's had. Obviously, I know mentally he's been struggling, I've been told, and obviously with the injury as well. But to be honest, today I want to see us. And by the way, if you're thinking where Cass has gone to the game, by the way, people.
He'll be back for the show tonight, so we're hoping for a Palace win.
But yeah, I feel like this is the time now for us to put a run together. I know that you've doubted us at the start of the season. We've obviously spoken about it. I feel like we didn't start the season well. We were lucky to beat Wolves in the opening game of the season. Went 2-0 down against Forest at home. That's another team on that day. We don't come back and win that. I admit that. Burnley, we beat 1-0 last week. That Burnley team should have been 1-0 up in 20 minutes. We didn't play great, but we got the win. And I think at the moment, when you're not really confident, Jules, you just take 3 points however it comes. And the fact that we got that against Burnley, and then we went into the Crystal Palace game midweek. Yes, they rotated, I get it. But still, if you don't beat a rotated Crystal Palace team, everyone on the internet saying, you couldn't even beat a Palace B team. When you beat a Palace B team, they're like, oh, it was only a Palace B team. Sometimes you can't win. So for me, I think it was a professional job. We actually scored a few goals, 3-0. Now, that's Burnley away, Palace at home. We've got Palace at home again. After that, we've got Galatasaray at home in the league, Champions League. Then it's Brentford at home. And then we've got Sheffield United away. And then it's Newcastle at home. And someone like that. So the next 6 games, 5 of them are at home, Jules. So when you think about it, our home form last year was very consistent. That was the difference between us sort of getting top 4 and not, if I'm honest. I think our away form was poor. We lost to all the big guys, including you. We got smoked by you lot. So I feel like if we can get our home form back going again, capitalize on this run of fixtures, there's no reason why we can't build our confidence again. I don't want to be playing Liverpool's now. I don't want to be playing Arsenal's now. The fact that it's Burnley, Palace again, who have not got no Edouard, by the way. He's injured. That's their main focal point, even though I really rate Eze. Man United should be winning today. And I don't think it's me being overconfident. It's just the truth. If we can't beat Crystal Palace at home, that's a big problem for me. This is the time for us now to try and rack some wins together.
Yeah, you definitely should be beating Crystal Palace at home.
Yeah.
If you're serious about what you should be doing. If I'm gonna just be honest, I just don't think you're good enough. That's genuinely
not good enough to beat Palace, but good enough for the season on what we want to do.
Good enough to beat Palace, but over the course of the season, I just don't think your team is good enough. I think if you look at Arsenal, Liverpool, City, I just don't think Man United are good enough.
Give me your reasons. Like, what are your red flags of why you don't think we're good enough? Is it manager? Do you want to pin some of it on the manager, or do you think the players?
I think your manager is your best signing, and has been. I just think that Manchester United as a team are just not good enough.
Bro,
I think you've proved it year in, year out.
But did you think we'll get top 4 last year?
The players that you signed.
Do you think we'll win a Carabao Cup last year? We overachieved last year, and this year's still a slow burner, but this is the perfect run of games to get some victories.
Yeah, but look how much pressure you've got. It's not easy to win any game in the Prem. You lot have fell behind. Now you've got the pressure of all these home games in the Premier League with a squad that I personally don't think is good enough. I think you're going to come short again in this. I don't think you're good.
What have we not added?
No, Ty. Come on.
I think the players
we're not good enough to win the league. No, I'm not saying, but there's difference.
I think the players that you signed and your transfer policy,
completely two different things.
I think your transfer policy, the whole structure of the club.
Yeah, from the top to bottom.
From the top to bottom, it's a complete mess.
Okay, structure and how it feels.
You signed Mason Mount, right? I think he's a good player. Don't get me wrong, and I'm not saying that he's not going to come good. But I look at a player like James Maddison, I'm thinking to myself, why don't you go for Maddison over Mount, who I think Spurs have went and got him. I think if Man United go for Maddison, he goes to
Man United.
Do you know what, Ty? One day, yeah, you're not gonna get excited.
I'm excited by the run. I am.
Oh, you just won against Crystal Palace in the Carabao.
Scraped against Burnley.
Yeah.
And
look at the next 5 games.
No, hold on. Great, you can look at the next 5 games, but let's look at your performances so far. Like, that's the key. And then look at the players you're bringing in. And this is what I've been saying to you for years about you're getting excited again, and the minute this happens, you're accepting mediocrity again. Bro, you brought in Reguilon, bro.
Yeah.
You brought in Reguilon. Like the
not good enough for
quality of the
Spurs.
players at your club. When you're talking about
So
getting
what should I
into-
be getting excited about? When do I get to a point
Well,
where I should be
do you
excited?
know
When
what?
we're
Do you
competing
know
for the
what?
title.
As a big Man United fan, probably, to be
But
fair.
the season we've had, you live like you said.
But
Football
hold
fan
on.
emotion.
But I want to go
shit
more.
start
Oh,
we've
by
had.
the way, celebrate. Oh, celebrate everything.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
trying to tell you don't
No, no, no,
celebrate,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no,
trying
no,
to
yeah.
also,
Yeah, go on,
as a
land. I'll let you
brethren,
land.
bring you back to
yeah.
reality a little bit, right? And here's my thing with Ten Hag. I'm with Jules, yeah. The same thing. I think Ten Hag's the right manager, right? I don't
100%.
think, but I will say one thing. Last season, first season, and the thing I loved about Ten Hag was the philosophy, the football philosophy. I think he's a guy that knows how he wants to play football. Last season, first season, he didn't show that, right? Because of the group of players he had, some might say.
Yeah.
But guess what? And because of that, short-term success, yes, you finished higher than you probably should, and you won a Carabao Cup. Now it's second season. Now he knows, and you've got to remember, yes, Ajax are a big club. They're not Man United. Right? The pressure is quite clearly on him, right? And so far, the way he's reacted to the pressure this season ain't been good, right? His interviews are different. He's talking about Brighton are spending money as well. He's criticising players. He's not handled the pressure well, right? And last season, he reverted to a style of football that wasn't his style of football and got short-term success.
Park the bus.
This season, so far, you'd probably say he's doing the same, right?
The football hasn't been great, yeah.
Right. So it's like, where's that philosophy gone? Where's that philosophy gone?
Yeah.
Now, if you look at Pep at City, first season at City, Pep
played his football but didn't win the league, but he stuck by
no,
his
we won
principles.
nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Didn't stick by his principles. We won nothing. Right. But by sticking to his principles, the next season, it was like, no, I am going to. All the criticism he got, it won't work in the Premier League. Got a few players in that suited the system, 100-point season, right? By sticking to his philosophy. And then it was like, now what? What? With Ten Hag, it's like the one thing that I rated the philosophy side.
You like the football he played at Ajax, which is the reason.
When's that going to come back, big man?
Okay. Yeah, no.
But the thing is
I'll
this,
let you.
right?
I'll land to that after.
Man United, again, it's part of the bus. And put a ball over the top for Rashford to see if we can nick a 1-0 win, right? That's what I will say. Thing is I looked at your transfer strategy. You sign this Onana and you let De Gea go for free.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes about 6 mistakes in a season. I said, man, that man saves you games, man.
Yeah.
De Gea saves you. He wins you games. Yeah. They let him go and get Onana. I'm like, nah.
No, I'm 100% happy with that decision.
Then you signed in what?
But hold on.
Onana.
I'm
He
happy.
cost you how many
No,
mistakes?
but Ty. But this goes
Then
back
you've got
to what I just said, though. Right, if Ten Hag is going to stick to his philosophy, yeah, and getting the right players for his philosophy, I'm with you. Onana's the right man, yeah. But so far, are we seeing that? Because look, at City, first season didn't work. Brought in Edison, suited the Pep philosophy, boom, right? You brought in Onana, but right now you still look like you need a De Gea because you're not playing that philosophy. You need a game.
but it
check.
will
I
come.
think
It
you
will
lot are
come for.
confused. At
When
the
will it
beginning of the
come?
season, you were trying to play some high press, trying to be like Liverpool.
Yeah.
Then you're getting caught out. Then
Yeah,
you want to
'cause
play from the
Casemiro's
back like Man
isolated.
City with Onana.
Yeah.
I just feel like you lot don't know what you lot are doing.
I think what it is, right? So first of all, Onana, I'm definitely happy with him for the long term as well. I like how he's comfortable on the ball, and I think he makes other players comfortable around him. And with the football, I think it's all going to lead to what's going to come. The truth is, the first thing I do criticize Ten Hag is I'm 100% behind Ten Hag, and I do think he's the right manager for us. The thing that's annoyed me with Ten Hag slightly is I did think I'd see more football passing, keeping the ball moving, possession-based team, but he hasn't done that. He came out this summer and said, I want to become the best transition team in the league. Now, for me, that is basically going against what the football I thought Ten Hag was going to bring. So at Manchester United, I will call him out on this. I don't think Manchester United is the football club, and the Premier League where you're trying to aim to be is the league where you try and learn a different style of football, playing transition football, and you're learning
You ain't
on
got
the
that
job.
time at Man
Yeah,
United.
you haven't got that time to sort of learn a new style on the job. Then you've got to try and get that across to the players. I wish Ten Hag just said, you know what, this is the football I want to play. Get the players I want to use for that formation. If it doesn't work, then cool. If he left, it'll be like, you know what, at least I tried and stuck to my principles of playing my way. So I do feel like the transition football is something he's not really done, apart from his maybe last year at Ajax, and now he's trying to do that and learn that on the job in the Prem. I don't really like that side of
It's
it.
difficult
However,
for him though, because he has to get results at the same time.
yeah, you have to get results at the same time. That's what I'm saying. So you're
That's
juggling
where I
both.
was speaking about the pressure.
Yeah, and the pressure is mad. However, the second side of it is I do feel with Ten Hag, I did say it earlier in the summer. I know Højlund's finding his minutes at the moment, but we've got a striker now. Last year, Ten Hag done the whole preseason with Martial, which a lot of Man United fans, including me, thought, is this the year Martial's going to be injury free? Yeah, would you say partial? Yeah, exactly. He's going to be injury free. He then got injured, and then we had to play Rashford and like Weghorst then come in and stuff like that. So we didn't have like a proper number 9 to play his system. He's got Højlund in now. So
Sorry, after
what Weghorst?
Talking about Weghorst.
I know.
Regulon, Johnny Evans. Can't you see how?
Yeah. No, I get it. Let me land though.
Saying,
but let me land in it. I will let you come back in. And but now we've got a striker that he can actually fully build his thing around. I now feel with Amrabat, I know it was the first game against Crystal Palace B team, but we've got someone that can actually get the ball off the back four, play inverted, and now potentially, I said that with Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes, what he tried in the first 2-3 games where he played them as high eights, like you said, the pressing, it didn't work. Why? Because Casemiro is always left isolated and teams are running at us. You saw it. We're literally like a girl in Napa. You're running through our team. And listen, now we've got Amrabat in there in defense. I was waiting to see who would clock that one. Now we've got Amrabat who can come in with Casemiro, and that's more of a solid bank. Now we can get Mount and Bruno as maybe the high eights. And I'm thinking this might be the first little run this season where we see Ten Hag fully implement his style of football.
I am interested to see how you get on there. You've got Amrabat and Casemiro in there. You've got a bit of solid structure in there. And you've got Højlund up front who can cause havoc. And you've got, so I'd like to see how it all comes together.
Yeah, so I'm not going to call out Ten Hag yet in terms of the football. I feel like this is the best time he's had to maybe get his football across with Amrabat and Casemiro there, and now Bruno and Mount as high 8. So it is going to be interesting. He might even put Bruno out on the right and then he comes in because Hannibal's been putting in his minutes. Like, I know he's a youngster. I'm not going to, throw the whole kitchen sink at him, but I like the way he's come in. And like we said about Curtis Jones, he's understood what it's like to play for the club. He's ran the most of any player since Ten Hag's been in. 13 kilometers he ran the other day. They're just little basics that other players have to follow.
Yeah. Well, Bernardo's doing them big 17.
Yeah, bro. Exactly.
Yeah,
we're
talking 17K.
Yeah, when did he play G-Lot? I think that game away from home.
Bernardo puts in 17K, especially back when he first arrived.
When he played at Anfield,
it was one him and Fernandinho.
Yeah.
Fernandinho was crazy.
Bernardo. But it's just the basics. So hopefully we win today. We need to.
Hopefully,
we have no excuses.
You must.
Yeah, we must. No, we must win today. I want to call it that. We must win today
at home as well.
Yeah, Crystal Palace. And like I said to you, we're playing the Arsenals, we're playing the Cities. I'll be a bit worried about the run. But the fact we've got Palace at home, then we've got Galatasaray at home, we've got Brentford at home, and Sheffield United away. On paper,
and then after that,
they should be winning.
Go one more game.
Yeah, we've got City.
So I think this is the unlucky thing with Man United, though, because you lot have got Champions League football. Because they're playing Champions League football, they need the Prem, right? You lot playing Champions League football, you lot are going to be coming back on a Saturday tired. Do you know what I mean?
Every team has that, though.
You man are going to be, you man are going to be coming back from places I don't know where they are.
Coming back
on a Friday,
I know,
tired.
I know. Yeah, but we can get away with playing a Ben Doak, a few of the youngsters. Do you know what I mean?
But you're saying,
you can. No. To be fair, you can now. You can now. But listen,
who's in the Champions League will be different.
No. But when it gets to March,
they will go for it. They want to win.
And if you are in this title race, you've
got decisions to make.
And Norbert. Jürgen Norbert Klopp, last time he was in the Europa League, he got to a final and lost it, My man wants that trophy, I'm not hearing that he doesn't want that trophy, right? So, I get it, you're going to rotate now, come March. Don't know if you'll be rotating.
Actually, do you know what, quickly, before we... Exactly, there you go. I would want to ask you a question, actually, quickly. We'll wrap up in a second, guys. I know the kickoff is about to come in 5 minutes. Liverpool, as much as you said you want top 4 at the start of the season, Arsenal fans obviously want to challenge for the league, but they're probably not going to win the league. So they've only got the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the Carabao Cup to go for. Same for you lot. Europa League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup is still in. Do you want to see Liverpool win a trophy this year?
I'd like to see us win absolutely everything, but the thing is this.
Bro, that shows the levels of clubs here. He just asked Liverpool fan if they want to win a trophy.
So should they be winning a trophy?
They should be.
Should Liverpool be winning a trophy?
But listen to what I'm saying.
But should they be? What if they don't win? Okay, so if they get top 4, if Liverpool just get top 4 and they don't win a trophy, is that a failure of the season?
Well, for me, Liverpool are doing a double. Liverpool, I think, win the Europa and Carabao.
So you think they win Europa and Carabao? So that's 2 trophies. How many do you think they win?
I haven't thought about it.
But you should think about it now. So should you be winning a trophy?
I believe we should win a trophy.
Okay, so my question then, off the back of that, is if they don't win a trophy and they get top 4 only, is it a failure of the season?
I don't believe so.
Failure?
I don't believe so. Based on the season that we had last year, all of our midfield, we've had a whole rebuild. It takes time, man.
Carabao Cup
takes time.
Well, you can't even put your name on that.
It all depends.
Europa League, light work.
Possibly.
Ben, don't
I
complain.
believe we'll win our cup. I believe we'll win something.
You must.
Some people in the comments are saying a clear fail. They'll win Europa easy. People are saying Liverpool should be always trying to compete to win trophies.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting
We
one.
can compete for all of it, but we never know if we're going to win.
You ever won a treble? Have you fucked?
We was up for the quadruple, man. Was that
You
was
were
one
up
game
for
away?
it,
One game away. Love that one.
Away for the
One
quadruple.
game
It
away.
can't be one. It must have been at least two.
I love that comment from the big up Laguna. He's a member as well. He said, "Oh, it's been a nice. It's a chilled out. You look well chilled out on the stream, but the football content has been sick. Big up for that, Laguna, man. Yeah, it has been a good football chat. And honestly, Julian, it's the first time you guys have seen him.
Get him in more often.
Yeah, we're gonna
I want to get him in here.
Me and Daps, I'm not gonna lie. Me and Daps have been wanting Jules for time anyway.
Pause. but so me and Cass were talking yesterday, about round Christmas time. We're gonna start doing some. We're gonna do a little Christmas party.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do a rivals not virals in here with more people. And I want to get Jules in here with
Don't say that Cass guy about
it. Oh, Cass will be up in here. Cass will be in here. I'll get
this Mario. Is the one he's missed.
This place.
We're gonna get Mario up in the mixer.
Before you start streaming, he goes, Cass here today. I'm like, nah, he's just gone to the game. He goes, lucky, because that's have to be cleaning up the yard after the stream.
To be fair, it's my turn to clean up the yard.
So. Oh, fair. Big up, Cass, man, going to the game today. But yeah, Jules, man, obviously, just first of all, big up for coming on today.
Yeah, thank you.
And I massively appreciate it, man. You enjoyed it?
Yeah, man, wicked, man.
Yeah. You'll get the bug for it now. Now you'll think every time I shout you, maybe once a month, whatever. Jules, you want to come? You know what I mean? And it's always good because I feel like, we've got Man United, Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, all these teams obviously going through their highs and lows at the moment. Obviously, City with the highs, but there's always something to talk about every week. And this is why we love talking football. You guys in the comments as well. We massively appreciate all you guys in the comments, sending your super chats in, the long-term members, the new subscribers and everything. Over 17K now. We massively appreciate it. Tonight, by the way, just so you know, people, we will have the late night football debate. Don't forget, all the big teams are playing today. Man City, United, Tottenham and Liverpool 5:30. You've got Arsenal playing today. Newcastle playing. West Ham at home to Sheffield United as well. There's a lot of games this Saturday, so make sure you hear Flat Stream. It's going to boot off. And Daps, anything you want to say?
Yeah,
bro?
we need firstly, we need the football gods, the algorithm masters. Yeah, we need a loss right today. Not City.
Yeah.
Not City.
Not
there
us.
must be a loss somewhere.
Okay, if we all had to pick one, I want Arsenal to lose. Please, just go to Bournemouth to lose. It'll be jokes. Out of all of them, who do you want to lose today?
I want Liverpool to lose.
Okay, yeah, Liverpool.
Well, we've had Arsenal drop 4 points, and we you know what? Let Arsenal go and do their thing. Let them go and beat Bournemouth. I want to see, because to me, a Tottenham L, the algorithms don't bang. The algorithm, Tottenham L's
But then also people start saying Tottenham are the real deal.
Oh, bro, I want that. I want that.
Yeah.
I find this Tottenham are the real deal, and every game they win, like yesterday, Deji was like, if we beat Liverpool, then what?
No, don't. If I hear Liverpool Spurs start saying title race,
no, he was. Bro, that's the thing.
Okay.
Tottenham have been top at Christmas Bear times. Like, honestly, this now what with Tottenham? It's like, because them Tottenham fans were criticising Arsenal last season. We need to get you a mic for next time. To be fair, over there we can do that. Last season, Tottenham fans would have been criticising Arsenal fans after 7, 8 games, 9 games, 10 games, getting excited. But now Tottenham want this respect. It's like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
This is 7 games.
It's mad. Even Tones was go on, can you?
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say, people, stay on this stream when it ends. It's going to send you straight over to Carefree Lewis's watch along for the Brighton Villa game. He's live now, so if you stay here, literally don't have to press a button. It will just take you straight over there.
Wicked. And on that note, guys, we are going to wrap it up there. Like I said, make sure you like the stream on your way out. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. We'll be back tonight, and then Rivals, Not Virals, tomorrow at 12 o'clock as well. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the other side.